We will be looking at creating line plots using some data in this particular lesson. So first of all, a line plot is basically where you create a number line that you label with some sort of a scale to include all the data. And you need to make sure that that scale goes in even increments and that it is done in a way that all data have a spot to fit on the number line. Okay, so if we take this, basically all you do is you go like this. So I see a -2. I'm going to put an x above the -2. Okay, I see a 4, so I'll put an x above the 4 right here. I see a 3, so I'll put an x above the 3, and so on and so forth. When you do this, you want to make sure that you make all your x's be the same size and the same height so that, and you can use whatever symbol you want. I'm just choosing to use X's. You might want to draw smiley faces or tiger paws. It doesn't really matter. I'm choosing to use X's. But whatever you do, make sure that everyone is drawn about the same size and about the same height, because it is a way that you could distort the data if you did not do that. So I want you to hit pause and finish this out, and then you can check it with mine. All right, and that's what that would look like in this particular case. In the next one, it says, use a line plot to solve this problem. The Highway Patrol did a radar survey of the speeds of cars along a stretch of highway for 1 minute. The speeds in miles per hour of the cars, of the 20 cars listed, were given here. So now it says it wants you to make a line plot. So notice the smallest number up there is 64 and the biggest number up there is 80. So if you want to go from 64 to 80, you can. Notice I just labeled every other spot on my number line. I did 64, and then obviously there is a spot for 65, but I did not label it. And that works fine too. Just make sure that however you do it, you scale your axes evenly. So you can't go 64, 65, 66. Well, there is no 67 on my data, so I'm just going to skip it and then go right to 68. That doesn't work. You have to make sure that you scale it evenly and leave a spot for every possible number, even if there isn't a piece of data that would fit into that spot. Okay, so as I go through this, I see that there is a 64, so I am going to do that. There is no 65, but there is a 66. And so, again, this is how this is going to work. So you can go ahead and hit pause and finish this, and then check it with mine if you would like. Making sure, again, you keep every shape the same size and the same spacing and the same height. All right, that's what it should look like. So the question is, which speed occurs most frequently? And you can see that 72 is the highest bar, so that's how that would occur most frequently. Now, if I had chosen to make these x's somewhere along the line spaced differently, like if, let's say right here, I went, oh, I'm going to make these a little bit bigger. You can see how it might be easier to say, oh, now this is the highest bar. That's why it's really important to make sure that you make all your shapes the same size and the same height and the space evenly. Okay, so 72 is the one that occurs most frequently. And that is the basics of a line plot.